What's good, Raider Nation? Welcome to the Spicy Shield Talk. The Raiders have gotten the highest grade by the media in maybe years. Colton Miller is re-signed, and is Amari Cooper coming back? What's up? What's up, Raider Nation? Welcome back to the Spicy Shield Talk. Today we are going to go over Chris's grade of the draft. Everyone's been waiting because he says he's a little skeptical. Everyone seems to be happy, but let's see what he has to say. Also, we're happy that Colton Miller has resigned. And what is this talk about Amari Cooper joining the team? What's good, Chris?
What's good, Spice? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good. And we're also going to be playing some games with you tonight. We're going to play agree or disagree. If you have an agree or disagree question you want to throw at us, put it in the chat and we'll see if we agree with you or disagree with you. We have a few already. And we're going to invite our friend Omar from our show For Life, Our Raiders Story, Monday Night Madness co-host. Omar, what's good? Thanks for joining us here on Wednesday, Spicy Shield Talk.
What is up? And I gotta say, I love that intro, man. That intro had me pumped, man. I love it. And yeah, man, Chris pulled up real quick Monday and dropped. I was like, man, I gotta hear what my bro gotta say. I had to pull up. As soon as he was talking, I'm like, gotta pull up on Wednesday. I gotta hear this. I want to be firsthand right here, up close and personal, man. So when my brothers speak, I'm gonna be listening.
For sure. No, it's gonna be good, man. I'm excited to talk about it. I'm excited because I don't you know me, I've been drinking the Kool-Aid for so long. So I took a step back this year. I'm not getting diabetes this year messing with the Raiders. I'm off the Kool-Aid. We're gonna talk about it.
Definitely. And
I feel you on that. Like I feel like I don't drink the Kool-Aid every year, but this year feels a little different. This year feels like the Raiders are kind of finally doing something right. It seems like it's thought out, it's methodical, like it seems like there has been a change. Well, there has been a lot of changes, but it seems like there's been a change in the thought process. So I might be sipping a little Kool-Aid. Like I'm not going to get out of hand and thinking, Super Bowl victory or anything. But hey, we have a chance to be excited about these games, I think.
For sure. Now, Omar, on the other hand, we're going to have to, contain him because he's already looking at Super Bowl tickets. I already know.
There's been years all I had was Kool-Aid. So I was drinking gallons. You know what I mean? Knowing, eyes wide open, knowing this shit more than likely ain't going to come through the way I wanted to, but it was all I had. So, of course, this season, yeah, Chris, you know it, man. I'm losing it. I'm loving it right now.
For sure.
All right, Chris. Well, do you want to get into it? Omar's been waiting patiently for 2 days now, wondering what you think about this draft.
No, I will. So let's rock out. So overall, man, I gotta take you through the whole adventure of the draft. So
it's an adventure.
Yeah, it was an emotional roller coaster for me. So I'm not gonna lie. So with our first pick, just going into the draft, I was big on trading back. Now I love Genty, but just from my my point of view, I just think that a running back in the first round is tough because, for one, I mean, we have so many holes, and running back was one of the few positions that was kind of deep in this draft where you can still get a dog in the second round. So that was one of the only reasons, because I liked what Cleveland did, when they traded back early, was able to get Mason Graham and then pick up some more stuff later in draft, and even got a first round pick next year. So, my thought was I wanted to trade back, but you can't always go by that because you got to have a trade partner. So if you don't have a trade partner, you can't really get upset. So long story short.
Let me ask you this, Chris, because they did trade back twice. They ended up trading back twice, but you're saying you wanted them to trade back with the 6th pick.
First round.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
So
okay.
I'm starting with the 6th pick. So I would have loved if we could have got more draft capital, but we didn't. We stayed put. We got Jeanty. I love Jeanty as a player. Absolutely love him. So, but when we first got him, I'm like, there's other guys that we could have got later, but I was okay with the Jeanty pick, but I wasn't excited like most people. So I'm like, okay, I can deal with it. We at least checked the box. We filled a hole. Now going to the 2nd round pick. If I remember correctly, I think we traded down twice in that round, I believe.
Twice. Yep.
So
37
to
48
to 48 and then 48 to 58.
Yeah. So because the guy I really wanted in the first round was Will Johnson from Michigan, the corner. He kept dropping because I think I think there was some injury issues, injury concerns. So I was so without knowing everything that was going on, it was just kind of tough watching him fall, because I'm like, he's right there. He's a need. He's a dog. He would help us immediately. But we kept trading back. I'm like, cool, we're getting more draft capital. I was cool with it. And then when we picked Jack Besh, I didn't understand it at the time, so I wasn't too happy, because we got a receiver, but we got a receiver with kind of the same skill sets as a receiver we already have. A guy, in Jacoby Myers, who he's not a burner, but he's a guy that can work the middle, a possession guy, tough guy. And honestly, Brock Bowers is kind of used the same way, a guy that can really work the middle, intermediate, and stuff like that. So I'm like, we didn't get what we really needed in the receiver room. We didn't get a guy that is fast, that can be a deep threat, that can make defenses scared that you're going to go deep on them, because that's how you open up the middle for Brock, and that's how you open up the middle for Jacoby, and that's how you open up the middle for your running back, Jeanty. So I'm like, if you don't have nobody that's a threat, what are we doing? So I was like, I wasn't too thrilled with that pick at that point. And then our 3rd round pick, we went and got I think we got that's where we got Porter.
Yeah.
So I was happy with that. I was happy with that because we needed that. Again, I wanted Will Johnson, so I wanted a guy who can start at corner. So, okay, I'm back in the draft. I'm happy again. I'm like, okay, we rocking out a little bit. And then who do we get after that? Is that when we got the
remember.
Yeah, we got the 2 linemen after that. So we got who was it? We got Charles Grant and Rogers, Caleb Rogers.
Yeah, Rogers was
cool with the Rogers pick. I was cool with the Rogers pick, and Grant. I was okay with it, but I know that he needs some development. He's a guy that's not going to be able to come in right away and play. But I like us addressing the line because we needed it. So I'm like, okay, I'm all right. There's still some guys on there that I wanted more, but I'm like, okay. And then the next day, for our 4th round.
Did you mention Darian Porter? Did you skip over him?
No, that's Darian Porter.
Yeah, that's the corner. Yeah, that's the guy who we got with our 3rd pick. So I was happy with that. So I was cool. I was cool.
You like that's the first one you liked, you said. Okay.
Yeah, that was the first one. I'm like, okay, now we're rocking. Now we're rocking a little bit. And then we went to the lineman, and I'm like, I mean, it was cool, but I wasn't like super excited. But then our 4th round pick, when we got Thornton, now I'm like, okay, now this makes sense. Because now I'm thinking like, okay, maybe we do have a plan, because just by getting Thornton, that made our 1st round pick make more sense. And it made our 2nd round pick make more sense, because Thornton just being out there is going to make Jeanty better, and he's going to make Jack Bech to be able to really cook, because now you got a guy out there that's 6'5", that runs a 4.3. I mean, he's kind of he's an Al Davis pick. He's a guy that like no matter how good he really is. I mean, I think he has skills, but just the threat of him being out there, threat of him being out there for his size and speed is going to.
Isn't that the point though? Wasn't that the point of we're saying like things are more well thought out and all that? Exactly. So now you're kind of seeing their plan come now come into play here in the fourth round. Now you're like, okay, now it's making sense, type of thing.
Exactly. Because before who knows what we would have did before? We may have got a kicker, and who knows? You know, we would have been the first team to draft a water boy. You know, so the fact that I'm like, damn, okay, we really got a plan. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I think after that, who do we get after Thornton?
We got hold on, I'm gonna cheat real quick. After Thornton, we got
Tonka Hemingway.
Hemingway.
Yeah. So then I kind of went so then I kind of slid back a little bit. I'm like, because there was other guys in that position. Again, with that D-line, we got enough like pass rushing D-line guys. We needed a true run stopper, like a big boy, like a true big boy that can plug the gaps. So I'm like,
I think Farmer was there, and that's who I think I was looking at, I believe.
I like Farmer. I like him. I like Cam Jackson. So there's a couple other guys that really checked another box for me. But then our next pick, we got I think is that when we got JJ. Yeah. So then I'm like, okay, now the plan is coming through. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, we got the big boy. And JJ is such a beast. He's big, but he can move. You know, like he played some fullback. Yeah, so I'm like, okay. I'm like, Chris, chill out. We good. So then I like that pick, and then I think from there we went to that when we got the quarterbacks.
Tommy Mallett.
Yeah. So then we got Tommy.
Wide receiver, and then we got the quarterback Cam Miller after that one.
Yeah. So and he's like an X factor though. He's gonna be like what's the kid from the Patriots? You know what I mean? That's who they keep comparing him to. Very versatile. So
yeah. So when we first picked them, again there was other people on the board. I'm like, man, we got some good guys that may fall in our lap. And then we end up picking two guys that are like not on nobody's list, and I'm like,
right,
we go again. But then
towards the end there, it did seem a little like it was wasted.
Yeah, I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? But then I had the chance to really take a look at him, especially that Tommy kid got some skills. Like he's athletic, you know, so he's super athletic. And even that
Cam 4.3 speed as well, isn't he fast as well too?
Yeah. So honestly, I'm like, okay, seems like smart kid. And one thing I liked about all these guys, they got top work ethic, you know, so they're bringing in a type of mentality as well. So I was cool with that. But then our last pick, because the whole time I'm like, we need a daggone linebacker. We got a very good linebacker in Cody Lindenberg. I think he can compete, you know, to really get some snaps, you know, probably start off on special teams and stuff. But he's a dog. I thought he would have got picked up a little earlier. So overall, man, like I said, I was up and down emotionally because I'm like, here we go again, the same old rate. Then I'm like, okay, and then I'm down again. So, but overall, I would say I landed in the B. I know a lot of people got us at A's.
Very mixed reviews there. You did go on a roller coaster ride for sure.
Yeah, I did, because for a while there, I'm like D, and I'm like, okay, A. Like, so I was a little everywhere though.
I hear you, man.
Well, here's what the media rated them. Teams with the best 2025 NFL draft classes. The Raiders here are tied for 5th. They put them in the 3rd spot there. I don't know why, but there's 5 A pluses. They're saying, you know, the top 3 picks are good. I think Ashton Jeanty came in like as a B, and then the next 2 came in as A's, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
that's from CBS Sports. But well, Chris, they're giving him an A plus to your B.
No. You know, a lot of people did a lot. Because honestly, when I was talking to people throughout the draft, like I almost felt bad talking to people because they were so excited, and I'm just like, So I felt like I was raining.
You're breaking hearts.
Yeah, I was breaking hearts. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay. I'm like, don't text me after the pick if you don't want to know what I think. So, but overall, I think they had a plan. Most years we don't have a plan, so that was a difference that I saw.
It did seem like they had a plan. Omar, I forgot. What grade did you give them the other night?
A-. I gave them A-.
A-. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're right there.
I thought they kind of just checked the box with Cam Miller. I my big philosophy is if you don't have a franchise quarterback, you should always be trying for one. And I kind of took Cam Miller as a box checker more than a true effort to, draft a quarterback of the future. And all the quarterbacks that I had on my list, we didn't pick any of them. And several were there in late rounds, which I thought would have been great. I'm going to forever be looking at that Tonka pick just because I think every quarterback that I wanted, I think two of them that I wanted was there, and we got Tonka. So I'm going to be looking at that pick to see. And I hope, I hope Mr. Hemingway does well. You know what I mean? But if he doesn't, I'm going to be forever like, damn, we could have had, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other different players.
Yeah.
So that was why I gave him an A-. Other than that, man, I still think we got some impact. I think we got game changers. I think our offense is going to be effective on every level. I think Thornton is going to hopefully push Trey Tucker. Them two are going to be deep threats. And who is going to learn more post routes? It's probably going to be
that was part of what Pete Carroll wanted, right? He wanted. I think that's why he got the extra players and positions that we think maybe we already have covered. He wants the Trey Tucker and Jacoby Myers and these guys to be pushed because there's other guys that are they're drafting guys that want the slot. They're drafting some quarterbacks that they're fighting for this backup spots as well. So I think that was part of his scheme and part of his game plan. So why don't we go ahead and say what's up to the chat? We got into that a little in detail there. Thank you, Chris, for that. Remember, light that torch, hit that like button. Remember to subscribe to both channels. It's free to subscribe, and you can join and become a member. If you're feeling generous, you can hit that super chat button as well. So let's go ahead and say what's up to everybody. We appreciate you joining. Rick Rock, a salute to Protect the Shield and a salute to Chris Rader. What's happening, y'all? What's happening? Thanks for tuning in. Cool Kev, he says, what's up, Chris? What's up, Spicy? Let's see. Kool-Aid out, hot dog water in. Oh, that sounds delightful. Yum. I don't know what's up with you and Cool Kev and these thong slippers, but you got them ready. Right. Still want to know.
He's ready. All right.
I'm kind of mad
that I stay ready with those things.
I'm mad that I
Fishing
can't
game.
Find
what's
them.
Good? Raiders for life. If you find them, there you go.
Right.
G baby, there is a real excitement this offseason. I feel you on that. Rick true. Rock, he's back. Thank you. Salute, Spicy Raider Girl, and also to Omar too. Thanks for the love. Chris for Raiders. Man. Salute to you.
What up, Chris?
Circus Raiders F-. Oh my goodness. F- draft since Quinn Ewers wasn't selected at 6 overall, and he's mad as hell. This is a joke because some people legit think I'm Ewers. Oh, nut hugger. Okay, LMAO. All right. Elaborate on that one. And he really.
I'm glad you came back around at the end of the comment. And started right, crazy, man.
Yeah, right.
I feel you. He's mad that we didn't grab him. Hey, I feel you. We'll see how he does in Miami, man. We'll see. He did go to Miami in the 7th round, I believe. So if Tua, gets the injury or whatever, we might get to see if Circus Raider was right.
Right.
Let's see. But he wanted him 6 overall. That's quite the ass there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. The Ultimate Raider Fan 32. What it do, Raider Nation? Salute panel and chat. What's good? OJ Raider. What it is, Nation? Salute Chris Spicy and Big O to Chef. Hey, what's good? Jay Jackson in the building. What's good, Jay Jackson? Hey, Spicy. Chris and Omar listening from work. Navajo on the go. Thanks for listening. Friend of both of our channels here. Rafa in the building. He says, what up, Nation? Benny, come join us over on Facebook, or excuse me, on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure to join us on YouTube. Ducky the Butcher. Salute, Nation. Salute to you. Mother Moon, she gives it an A+. All right. She likes what she sees.
Yeah.
I feel like she's like one of the optimistic ones. She always going to be liking what she sees for the most part. I think.
Right.
Let's see. Chris Raider says B+ for this draft. Let's see how many first day starters we get. Let's go off that. What do you think? How many first day starters do you think we got there, guys? 3? obviously Genty. All right, we got it.
I think Porter might be in the slot starting, but that depends. But I say 3.
I say 4 actually. I say 4 because I think
I say 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think Besh will actually be a slot. I think, or we'll move Jacoby to the slot because he could play slot. So I think Thornton, Jacoby, and Besh will be out there because Chip Kelly's going to always have at least 3 receivers out there, and then Porter's going to start, and I think Thornton will be the other starter. So yeah, I say 4.
You think Porter's going to start outside corner or a slot corner?
Oh yeah, he'll start outside for sure.
I mean,
he's too tall and long. Yeah, he'll be outside. And honestly, and the reason I'm so excited about him is, we're going to have the fastest DBs in all of NFL because he runs like a 4.3. Corian Bennett runs a 4.3. Our safety, what's his name? He was like a 4. Yeah, he was like a 4. Yeah.
220.
Yeah, and he's a he's a burner. Eric Stokes is going to come off the bench. He's a burner. So
do you know how a lot of dogs
fast? Yeah, and what's his name? Palomau. He's a fast guy, tall, guy. So we brought a lot of speed, man. So if Max and them do their job, which we know they are,
right,
man, we're gonna have we're gonna be an underrated defense, man.
Do you think we should have addressed the DN position though? Do you think it's going to be good to have old boy back from injury, but sometimes coming back from injury gives you have a slow start, and Wilson hasn't. We still waiting on Tyree to finally do something. We know Max is going to do his thing though, but I was just kind of wondering, could we have drafted some depth at end?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're hoping that Wilson can at least be rotational, at least be enough to be part of the rotation. I don't think he'll ever become what we wanted him to become. But to be honest, what I heard is Hemingway actually can be like a big end sometimes as well. Like he played all down the line, so he's been inside and outside. So
he's what 6'5", 286 or something like that. Is that where he was
like
at?
That? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see, how that works. But yeah, we always need depth, and I think we'll still look at some free agents too to bring some rotational guys. But hopefully Kuntz is ready because I think he was going to turn out last year. He was going to turn out, but he got hurt.
Yep.
All right, I want to shout out really quickly. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you, Chris, for Raiders gifted 5 for life, our Raiders Story memberships. We appreciate you. And we have the recipients, Rafa J. Jackson, Raiders Food Chris, Dreadhead Dad 707, and Isaiah R. So you guys can thank Chris for Raiders for that. And Chris for Raiders, we thank you for being a member and also gifting some memberships. Thank you. And he says, welcome new members.
Also, he has his own channel as well, man. So, if you guys get a chance, check out his content. He does some great content, man. But thank you for supporting, For Life, our Raider Story, man, with those memberships. Thanks, man.
Yep.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate you. Cool Kev is saying, Chris, thumbs up to you too. Let's talk about this. I'm pretty sure our O-line will mesh together this season. Speaking of O-line, this is a good segue into Kolton Miller. Kolton Miller was pictured and spotted from Monday's workout. He is officially signed. What was it? Was it $54 million or something like that? Is that what I heard? What do you guys hear from the Kolton Miller contract?
Yeah, so I think I forgot what his number is, but yeah, it's just he didn't go to the activities last week, so people were thinking that he was going to kind of hold out, even though they were voluntary activities. So it's good to see him back. I think Kolton wants to retire a Raider. I think I've heard him say that before. I don't think he wants to move his family anywhere at this point in his career. So we definitely need him. We need all the line help we can get. So I was glad to see that he's back at it and you know, getting some time with Geno, because them two are gonna have to be on the same page.
Yep. Definitely a good sign. Getting Miller back, sure up that left side. Geno definitely needs that. So yeah. And I think Geno, you know.
So what is this? Go ahead.
No, I wanted to just touch on a Geno Smith conversation. You know, where some folks don't think Geno, you know what I mean, is going to be that big of a step up. And I think so. And I think one of the things about Geno Smith is he's been getting
a step up from what? Whoa. Clarify. He's not going to be that big of a step up from what? Minshew?
Right. But and I don't think people are giving...
What delusional person is saying that?
A lot of people, believe it or not, a lot of people.
Yeah. Let's just say for right now, let's just say on the internet. And I don't think people are giving enough credit to how
seen Minshew attempt to throw the ball with no velocity behind it whatsoever and very limited accuracy. Like, are you kidding here? But continue. I'm sorry.
No,
coming off guard there.
I think number one, we got a guy who's been continuously improving. And then we have Chip Kelly and his offensive system that is going to be far in between more competent and more effective than what we had last year. So, you know, just with that alone is why I was happy we got Geno Smith, because everybody was like Sam Darnold. Like their stats was so similar. It was a shame. And Darnold was in he had a better team around him than Geno did. So I'm excited for Geno Smith. I'm excited for this offense. I'm excited for this offensive line. Now we got some depth. We got some competition there. And like I say, I think we're going to have a very competent offense. So I think big steps, man. Big steps. Yes, I'm drinking Kool-Aid and I'm also passing the cup.
It's all good, man. I think that no, I mean you made a good point. I think with Chip Kelly's offense, because again, when we first got Chip Kelly, I was a little questionable because of just his personality. You know, he rubs players the wrong way, at least in the NFL. But I'm hoping that he humbled himself. I mean, he just won a chip at Ohio State, so you know, he's as talented as all. Yeah, for sure. You know. So so honestly, it's just you know, Geno, if our talent can, you know, play the way they're supposed to, like Geno, I mean, he's played with some stars, but I think like a young Brock Bowers, I mean, that kid is special, man. That kid is special. And then, you know, Jacoby is just a hard worker. He's, you know, he kind of struggled a little bit last year, but he still had like one of his best seasons. I think he had over 1,000. You know, and you match that with, you know, if we can get that running game going, you know, Chip is like he's like a wizard, you know, when it comes to the offense. You know, I don't necessarily like him as like a head coach potential, but if he just sticks to just, you know, drawing up plays and keeping the tempo, you know, and making the defenses uncomfortable, you know, he's one of the best in the game. So I'm excited.
Yep, definitely.
All right, Chris, you brought this one to my attention. I have not heard this one, but tell me in what role and what capacity. This was the Oakland Raiders at the time, of course, the 2015 first-round pick. Amari Cooper, I think he was a fan favorite while he was with the Raiders. Amari Cooper and the Raiders have interest in a potential reunion. Tell me what this is about.
Yeah, like I saw people say it, and I didn't really think nothing of it. I'm like, you know, it's all smoke screens during this time of year anyway. But then I kept seeing, you know, different reports and stuff like that there may be some interest there. You know, when we drafted Amari back in the day, I was hyped because I liked his skill set, and I've always liked his skill set. But he was just always so soft to me, man. And I just, you know, having him back, especially at this point in his career, where, you know, I've seen him quit on teams a little bit, you know, especially living in Ohio and, you know, just watching him, you know, in Cleveland, you know, he's kind of up and down. And, you know, there was at a point last year where, you know, he had to kind of apologize to the team because he wasn't giving his all in practice and stuff like that. You know, we don't got time for that, man. To be honest, you know, I'm not knocking at the door for Amari Cooper. To be honest, I'd rather see our young guys cook and and keep it moving.
Yeah, Omar, what do you think about it? Amari Cooper return at this point in his career, 10 years in, he's bounced around from a couple teams, the Cowboys, the Browns, now currently with the Bills. Would you welcome this back?
I mean, I guess I'm kind of impartial. I'll say is what can we get him for? And what can he do for us? Let's just say even in training camp, who's he going to push? And would he be a good rotational guy, depending on what we can get him for? So for me, that's where it begins and ends. If he's looking for some big old contract, heck no. But if we can get him on a decent deal, yeah, I'll take him, because if he is the Amari Cooper that, tucked his chin and worked hard, I'll take him. For sure. And like I say, with bringing in 2 rookies, like I say, having a developing Trey Tucker, and that's a lot of question marks. So having let's just say the decent Amari Cooper who worked hard and was consistent and ran great routes, I'll take him. You know what I mean? We got 42 million, I think, in cap space still.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was before or after signing Colton back. But yeah, like I say, if he won't cost too much, I'll take him. Right now, I think it would. I don't think he would hurt our receiving group.
Wait, so did we sign Miller? I mean, did we give him a new contract?
I thought they did officially. No, did I miss that? I thought they officially gave him a new contract.
Yeah, I don't think we, unless I may have missed it, but I just thought he just returned.
Okay.
Because I don't. Yeah, at least I didn't see no numbers. I think he just returned to practice. So
okay.
But I think he wants. I think eventually he probably wants.
Maybe they're just in talks. I thought I had saw something where they actually did, but maybe they're just in talks. But that's true. I guess we would have seen that picture going around with him signing the new contract and everything.
Yeah.
So back to this real quick with the Amari Cooper. I mean, I know this is like a fan-made meme here, whatever you want to call it, graphic, I should say. But I mean, it's very vague, right? And I haven't heard this rumor. Amari Cooper and the Raiders have interest in a potential reunion. I mean, what does that mean, reunion? Does he want to come back and sign with the Raiders and retire as a Raider? I mean, what does reunion mean?
I mean, I think he wants to still play, But the thing is, it was like when he left us the first time. I mean, I can't say left us because we did trade him away, but like he seemed like he was so happy to get out of here. Like he went to the Cowboys and he seemed all rejuvenated and happy, and he was balling out. So I don't know, man. I always kind of, it's always a little questionable, when you get guys like that just on their way out, like they.
I always wonder why he didn't stick. I mean, to me, he's not like a diva receiver. You know what I mean? Like he's never been. Like I said, to me, every time he moved around, I was like, "Damn, why they didn't keep him?" So
yeah, I think it was because
more than he's worth.
Yeah, I think at that time, him and Khalil Mack had the same agent, and I think that agent was kind of known for trying to. I mean, he's a good agent, trying to get what's best for his clients, but at that point, we had so many holes and. I don't think we're trying to play that.
Is this comment meant for you, Chris? You wanted Isaiah Bond. He rubbing people the wrong way too. Is that for you? I feel like that might be for you.
Yeah, because Isaiah Bond, he was a receiver I wanted, but he's a beast. He's a beast, but he didn't get drafted because he's going through some sexual assault charges. So he was.
I don't want any part of that either.
Yeah, Daniel especially Kim, in Vegas.
Right. Yeah. Daniel Kim, I wish we had draft Revel. I really wanted him, and he was available when we picked in round 2. Omar, I think that's that you were kind of along those lines too, weren't you?
Yeah, we like Revel. My guy, the receiver that I wanted, Jaden Higgins, we didn't have a chance. He got picked, I think,
got early
in the second round. But, picking a guy who's second best at not dropping the ball was all right, in Besh. But yeah, Revel was definitely one of the guys as in a corner that we were looking at. I mean, he was 6'2", fast, tough. Yeah. So he definitely had fit the Pete Carroll mold. So we thought that guy would be somebody we picked, but we're not mad with Porter though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, Porter's nice. I think Revel, but I think he had some injury concerns as well. So I'm know, I salute to our front office for taking that into account. You know, us fans, we don't really look at it because we don't know really what's behind the curtain, you know, when they're doing the physical exams and stuff like that. Their medical, you know, evaluations could be, you know, pretty ugly, and we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it seems like they were staying away from those guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that's why Will dropped so far. You know what I mean? That knee had everyone scared. You know what I mean? From what I read, it's a 50-50 chance that thing could, you know, shorten his career a lot. So yeah.
And it's crazy with me being a Michigan fan. I always, you know, I watch them closely, and I just remember right before we play, I think it was Ohio State. There was talks about him maybe returning for that game because it's such a big game. But I remember like they were just talking about his, you know, his people were like, you know, since Michigan wasn't that good, you know, it made no sense to try to rush back, you know, make sure you just continue staying out, get ready for the draft and all that stuff. So in my mind, I'm like, well, maybe he could at least, so he was injured, but maybe not that bad. So, but now thinking about those reports, maybe, you know, that was just kind of smoke and mirrors.
I think he had an injury in the season, and then when he was trying to get in shape for, I think the combine.
Yep.
So I think that was really like, damn, you know what I mean?
It was like double whammy. Yeah.
Yeah. So it happens, man. People slide. Okay, that'll be all I say about sliding.
Yeah. For sure.
All right, well, we're gonna play a little game here, and chat. You can play along with us. We got some agree or disagree. I lost my sign, Chris. I lost my sign, so I'm just gonna have.
You know
to
what?
shout
I thought I lost mine, but I got it. I'm always prepared.
Oh, you found them.
I'm always prepared.
I'll try to write mine on my slate. Let's see if you can even see it.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a couple that the fans wrote in. Let's see, I'll read them right here. Agree or disagree? AOC will be on the Raiders roster this year.
Ooh.
Agree or disagree? I say agree.
I say,
and I think he should be.
I say agree too. I think
play with us, chat. Play with us. Put agree or disagree. Agree or disagree? AOC will be on the Raiders roster this year. Chris, Omar, come on, guys.
I say agree. I don't have anything to write on. I just think because of the Cam Miller pick, that proves that we're going to keep AOC picking Cam Miller in the late 6th round.
See, I say disagree just because I'm looking at the trend of the type of quarterbacks they're bringing in. They're like, if you look at Cam Miller, he's an athletic guy.
This season.
Yeah, like even if you look, you know, even if you're looking at you know, the undrafted free agents, they're athletic guys. Chip Kelly has had a lot of success with athletic quarterbacks. So you know, they may, I mean, because his contract is, you know, minimal at this point because he's on his rookie deal. So they may keep him just because, you know, it may not make sense, but he may have some trade value. But I just think they're trying to phase him out. Honestly, I think they're going to try to phase him out because
we don't even have a replacement. We're already talking about.
No, I know.
If you would have picked Milroe in the 3rd round or whenever he went somewhere, then I would have been like, yeah, AOC's out the door.
Yeah.
Because I would have been like, oh shit, Milroe is definitely a Chip Kelly, you know what I mean, mobile, athletic quarterback. But Cam Miller played in the FCS, man. I mean, the level of competition, I mean, is that, and I'm talking shit here, is that junior college down there?
Seriously. But I mean, come on, you're not even giving him a 3rd spot? Like, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. So the next one we have here. What's up?
I'm like, don't we still have, what's the quarterback that we drafted as a free agent?
Yeah, Carter Bradley.
Yeah. So and he's pretty mobile.
They would still have him. Yeah.
Carter Bradley's pretty mobile too. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's just and again, we're not really probably gonna keep 3 quarterbacks. You know, I mean, I think you can keep one for emergency, but
you're not gonna keep 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
One on the practice squad, I think. 2, one in the practice squad.
One on
the practice squad.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know, man. Again, like I just, you know, it's just with him. I just don't know, because when you're trying to install a system, ideally you want all your quarterbacks to have a similar type of skill set, because they all can kind of run this. You don't have to do something special for your backup quarterback that your other quarterbacks can't do. So I don't know, man. I don't know. He may make it, but we'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, the next one here. Agree or disagree with not drafting Shedeur Sanders? Silence.
Yeah, do you want the short answer or the long answer?
The short answer. Agree. I say agree.
The short answer is I agree, only because I also would have agreed if we did, because I said, hey, if Tom Brady, who works with him, we'll get him, and I'll be okay with that. If Tom Brady doesn't want him and we don't get him, I'll be okay with that. So that was kind of my position and the short answer. So
that's fair.
Yep.
Like with me, I'm kind of both.
Yeah. Both. I guess I would have agreed either way too. Yeah, that's fair. Right. That's fair.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
I look at Tonka again and say, "Damn, we could have had Sanders there." Yeah. I mean, with all the everything, like I say, at that pick, that I would have been definitely okay to pick Sanders. I thought that'd have been a great value right there, but I'm okay that we didn't.
Yeah, and honestly, like I was leading the train of saying I didn't want Shedeur like early on, because there was literally people that wanted him at 6. There was a lot of people that wanted him at 6.
They wanted
a lot of people wanted him at 37.
Wait, they want us to tank for Shedeur to maybe get up to number 1 pick. Remember?
Yeah, exactly. So like I was never big on Shedeur. I never was like super big, but then once you start getting to like the 4th round and 5th round, it's like, how can you pass at that point? Like I understand that the NFL was trying to send a message to Deion and all the other young athletes, like, don't try this mess in the future, because that's what it was about. But because Shedeur has way more talent than the Will Howards and Gabriels and all, even Milroe. So it was
well, talent isn't everything. They said he interviewed really bad, and nobody really wanted to deal with that at the end of the day. All right, we've got a few more, so let's try to get through these guys. Let's see. We have the next one. Agree or disagree with drafting Ashton Jeanty with the Raiders' 1st pick, 6th pick overall? Chris told us at the top of the show. I think he disagrees. I agree with it. I like it. I hope this kid balls out.
Agree. All my mocks, I picked him.
Yeah.
I think we grabbed generational players last year in the 1st round and this year in the 1st round.
Generational is such.
I know. It's Kool-Aid. It's a little,
Yeah, he hasn't even taken a snap yet. I think we got to chill on that lingo just a little bit.
I got Linda in the Kool-Aid right now.
Yeah, generational, man. No, the thing, like I said, I really like Jeanty. He's a beast. I really like him, man. But like man, like I said, I wanted to trade back. If I had to stick there at 6, I don't know, man. I'm just still say disagree, but I'm rooting for the kid. I want him to be generational, like everyone is telling me he is.
Brock Bowers 2.0.
See,
I think that word it's too early to use that word. I mean, he hasn't even taken a snap, right? We're calling him a generational talent. He's barely stepped foot on a practice field in the NFL. Like that's a lot.
Picked him. I was. Remember, you were there. Right? I was this pumped about Brock Bowers when we picked him.
Yeah, Brock.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, calling Jeanty a generational talent, I'm just saying I think it's a little too soon for that lingo.
Sure. Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
We're Raider fans.
I'm not excited. I didn't think he was a good pick. I'm just like, let's see him like run a yard first at least.
I'm in this moment. This moment is what I got right now.
You're in the moment? Okay.
Well, we're Raider fans. That's what we do. Remember, we drafted Christian McCaffrey 2.0 last year. You know how we do it. We run with everything, man. So we'll see.
All right. Agree or disagree? This is the Raiders' best draft in years. We'll say, I don't know what years is. I don't know. We'll say since they've moved to Vegas. How's that?
Can I say since when we drafted Mac at least? At least since the draft?
We'll go with that.
Yeah, I agree. Yes.
You think so?
Agree. You disagree? Okay, I agree. Krista, which year was better?
I ain't gonna lie. I really like last year. I really like last year's draft. I really do.
Oh, wow.
I really do. I mean, just because I love Brock. Because I think Brock has a chance to really be generational, like for real. And I love JPJ. Like I wanted JPJ in the first round. A lot of people know that. And then I think Glaze is going to be a guy that's going to be starting for a long time. So
this is the best answer right here.
Yeah,
agree by low bar.
For sure.
Low bar, right?
Sure.
That's the best answer right there.
Sure. No, I know. The bar is low.
The bar is low.
But the
last
thing
year,
is,
3 starters, but maybe we're looking at some people are speculating 4 or 5 this year.
I agree with Chris, except for this one thing. Last year, I wanted us to, somewhere pick a quarterback. Keep trying until you have a franchise quarterback. And that's why I say at least this year, they checked the box. They got one a little later than I would like. But
every year draft one until we get one. Every year.
And yes, my philosophy, if you don't have a franchise quarterback and a good backup, every year draft one until you do. And so that's what makes this year better than last year, in my opinion, because I think we definitely hit on the first 3 just like we did last year, except that part with the quarterback. So
no, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, again, this is all our opinions. That's why we're agreeing or disagreeing here. It's all our opinions, and chime in and go with us. Okay, agree or disagree with the hiring of Pete Carroll?
Agree.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, I was calling on Pete Carroll early when everybody was saying, he's too old. I'm like, nah, dude, he's won everywhere. So I got a lot of slack for that, and I'm happy we got him. And
Pete wasn't.
Is that the first one we've all agreed on?
I think so. Pete wasn't my number one choice, but for who was left and what he could bring to us, I'm good. Yeah, don't listen to Severe. Severe, he has something against old people, man. He has he's ageist. Is that a word? Ageist?
Yes. Absolutely it is.
Massive upgrade over AP. Wow. He won everywhere except this battle with Father Time. That's not according to Beast Mode. Beast Mode was like, dude, he got that same energy. Yeah, you know what I mean? So Beast Mode say he's still tweaking like he was in Seattle.
I ain't mad at it.
He owned one. So I don't know, man. Beast Mode got, hands on with him and co-signed. So that was good to hear.
Right.
All right. I think we'll all agree on this one. This is the last one, guys. Agree or disagree? The Raiders have made major improvements from last season. I agree 100%.
I agree.
Shout out to LS. The bar was low. The bar was low, but I agree.
The bar was low.
The bar was low.
Hey, 4 wins, what are you going to say? What are you going to say?
The bar was low.
Beast Mode drinks
Hennessy and Patron together. Can't press the damn thing he said.
That is true.
While he's smoking weed.
Thing he said.
Anybody that drinks, and he calls it Patrinacy. Patron and Hennessy together is a demon. And I love to drink, but Jesus Christ.
Wow. Too funny.
Yep, here we go again. Yes, the bar is low.
Yeah.
The bar is low.
Very low bar.
Yeah, hopefully the future is bright.
Yep.
All right. Well, that was our last one, guys. We're coming up here on an hour. We're going to wrap here soon. Any final thoughts from anybody before we get out of here?
Yeah, for me, I just say that I did like the approach of the draft. Again, I think it was the first time that I really felt there was a plan in place. They kind of stuck to it. So now, I think the GMs did their part. We're getting us the ingredients. Now the coaches got to cook. They got to develop and not only this draft, but even those guys from last year, like that year 2. That's where that true development has to happen. Like that's where we saw that good development from Jacorian Bennett. Like I want to see that same kind of development from Glaze and JPJ, and I want to see Bowers even take another stride. So we'll see. So I think the front office did their part. There's a couple more pieces I'd like to see us get in free agency, but I'm liking the direction, but I'm still not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm drinking let's see, what else? I'm drinking Pedialyte right now. No Kool-Aid.
Trying to get hydrated, trying to believe in it,
Yeah.
Well, do us a favor, everybody. If you're watching on Chris's channel, Protect the Shield, come on over to my channel, For Life Our Raiders Story. Come on over, hit the like button, light that torch, hit that like button. If you're watching over on my channel, For Life Our Raiders Story, head over to Protect the Shield real quick for the last 9 minutes here of this show and light that torch and hit that like button on our side. Make sure you're subscribed to both channels as well. Omar, any last thoughts?
Yeah, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid and I will continue to. I am using Splenda though, so that the sugar don't kill me, man. But I'm excited, especially about this offense. After looking at a frustrating offense with being last in the running game last season, I am extremely excited. I look at the stat that they showed that I loved about Jeanty, where, you know, his yards after contact was more than the next guy's total yards. And that just gets me excited. You know, it was watching his film, just like when I watched Bowers. I wasn't even tripping on us. I didn't think Bowers was going to even fall to us. You know what I mean?
Not me either.
You know, a lot of people thinking, oh, maybe Jacksonville was going to take Jeanty. You know, like it wasn't even an argument whether he was going to be a top 5 pick or, you know, was worthy of a top 5 pick. As a running back, we haven't heard conversations like that for a while since old boy over in Philly. You know what I mean? So I'm happy. When I think of successful Raider teams, they had a great back. I started loving this football team because of 2 running backs, Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson. Now Jeanty is kind of reaffirming that love for the Raiders, and I hope that running game is going to be, you know, 1,000 times more than what it was last year. So, yep, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm going to be talking about this all the way up to the season, and I pray that I'll be cheering this on and continuing through the season. So that's it.
For sure.
That's it. I think this is training camp 2025, Napa or Henderson. We heard some rumors about Napa. I don't think that is going to happen. Chris for Raiders says Henderson.
Is that where it is? Yeah, I heard Napa as well, but yeah.
I heard that a while ago, like months ago. I haven't heard it any time. I haven't heard it recently. I think that rumor was squashed, I believe. Put the kibosh on that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
Yes, thanks for helping us out, Severe. 42 here, only 14 likes. Hit the like button, light that torch, hit that like button. Do us a favor, do it on both channels. Hop over to one, hop over back to the other. Give us each a view, give us each a like. We appreciate you. And again, I just want to shout out Chris again, Chris for Raiders. Thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships to our viewers. We appreciate you, my friend. And remember, we're going to be here every Wednesday, the Spicy Shield Talk at 6 p.m. and then catch our show on For Life Our Raiders Story with myself, Scotty Waddy Raider 1, and Omar here on For Life Our Raiders Story for Monday Night Madness. That's where you take the mic. We want to hear from you. You don't want to hear from us. Appear on camera with us. We always put the StreamYard link in the chat, so you can always appear and give your 2 cents as well. Chris, what you got going on?
Yeah, so of course, every Wednesday here with Spicy, and I love having Omar here too, man. So that was definitely fun. Got my girl Mother Moon in the back doing what she does. So salute. And then every Tuesday and Sunday, I got my show with my brothers Severe and 805 Raider. The show's called the Raider War Room. So definitely check us out there. So make sure you guys subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you know when I'm live. And then on Thursdays, I got my my show Shield Talk Thursdays. I got going on and my boneless wings. And then salute to my guy Dub Raider. We do a pre-recorded show. We actually drop it on his channel. Just kind of going over the basics of football. It's like a Raider 101, football 101, just for people that kind of want to learn the details of the game. So It's kind of a easy digestible show, so it's on Dub Raiders YouTube, so check him out.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. We appreciate all the likes. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your viewership. And you know, Raider Nation, we go out one way and only one way.
Raiders!
Good night, everyone. We'll see you next time.